All right, so a little shift in plans. I was going to go get Riley this morning. Yesterday afternoon, last night, my ex messaged me out of the blue and asked if I wanted her to keep him for a couple extra days. And it's actually going to be perfect because I would love to get a little bit of roof work done today rather than being on the road. To possibly be ready for the roofers if they have time over the next couple of days, whenever. But anyway, I got to run to Home Depot and get nails for the roof, and because I got to nail all the roof sheathing in the back. That was just perimeter nailed for us to get it up with the supplies we had the day we were doing it. And I got to fill out my propane tank. So I was going to take the truck. Haven't driven the truck in a while. Battery is dead. My little booster pack I have. I haven't used that in over a year, and that thing has been sitting in the freezing cold truck also because we've been, single digits overnight. So that wasn't fully charged either. So that's on the charger. I'm going to take the Malibu and let's get this day started. Hopefully we can get back on point and make the most of this extra day and whatnot. But yeah, still excited about the tree and the first fire last night. That was a big emotional boost. So I'm going to take that as a huge win, and hopefully we can ride that boost of ambition right through today and hopefully square away the roof. Depends if everything's frozen back there and I can't get the top off of it. And that's the big game, the big gamble if things are frozen up there and I can't get to them. Let's see what happens. All right, so just about to head out to pick up supplies and whatnot, and had to air up one of the tires in the Malibu. And I was like, let me see if there's any tracks from deer in the side yard because I haven't been out here since we got the snow the other day. Check this out. I think those are all mouse trails maybe, or mole trails. I don't know. I know there's mice that come and go out of this bad side of the garage here, and they're all in here. Look at this. Pretty interesting. And they go way out. And you can see there's like little footprints there, like maybe that's a chipmunk or a mouse. Maybe this is a mole. I thought I saw something that looked like a little mole the other day. But all out and around. Like doing some traveling and like kind of like almost nested in there. Got all kinds of active over here. What do you think? Mice, moles, what do you think? Pretty odd. They showed better from the other side, but that's a lot of path. For a little guy, they did a lot of traffic, a lot of traveling. That's a first for me. Well, I got almost all the roof nailed. And every once in a while, my compressor there, you could tell the belt slipped some once in a while. It's got a little serpentine belt in there, or multi-rib belt. And I was all the way on the roof. I heard it slipping, and it didn't start off. And then all of a sudden, you heard the motor freewheel. Belt broke. So, didn't get the whole thing nailed. I literally have like 3 more pieces of plywood to nail. I did 2 full courses, and then this is the bottom course that I was on under all the black rubber. You probably saw me pulling it back as I was nailing the stuff. There's all ice crumbs up there, so it was pretty slippery. But I realized that this Husky hammer handle is very grippy. So I was able to leave this onto the roof and lean on it with one hand, and this was like my sure footing on the roof. And I even had my sneakers on, not my work boots, and I was still slipping with the ice chunks that were up there. So, so in the morning, I'm going to go by my local place, Clem's, out here, and see if they have this belt. If not, right as I came off the ladder to come in and shut this thing down, I was going to call my buddy Ken to see if he had a small compressor I could borrow just to finish this up while I waited for a belt. And they actually, him and Holly with timber, just showed up. So so he's going to leave that out for me in the morning, so I can, if I can't get this belt first thing, the place Clem's is between me and him anyway. So I'll go see if I can get the belt. If they don't have the belt, I'll continue on to his house, grab his compressor, come back, so I can finish nailing that in the morning. So either way, we'll get it done. And yeah, I think that's about it. But I made a Home Depot run, got everything else I needed, and whatnot. Got my propanes filled and stuff like that. So wasn't a totally wasted day, but we made some progress. Wasn't as much as I wanted, but these things happen. And we just keep moving forward. When we think about the positive stuff, like, no matter how bad it is, I got no insulation, I got no heating system, I'm not living in here, but I got a Christmas tree, and I had a fire. Oh, and Ken and Holly brought by a stack of real firewood. So next time I want to fire off the fireplace, I won't be using pieces of 2x4. I can actually use real firewood. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate that. And I got some playtime with timber today too, so that was awesome. Anyway, I'm freezing. I'm going to go swap out my propane tanks and go warm up. Check in tomorrow. Thanks for watching. All right, so it's the next day, and I went by and picked up the compressor from my buddy Ken. I got that over there. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Ken. So I'm down to the last strip on the back of the roof, basically where that rubber flap was on the end of it. And I wasn't very comfortable scooting along right on the edge of the lift, on the edge of the roof. So I'm going to attempt, let me unlock the doors, because I can unlock doors now. Sorry for the noise, I got the torpedo heater going in there again. It's about 25 degrees in there. So I'm trying to get a little more heat on the roof to melt some more on the front. But yeah, you can see, like, I got all nailed to right here, and I still got to pull that piece of rubber and nail the rest of it. But it's all ice under this snow, so it's not very comfortable on the ladder. So I don't know if I'm going to run up and down the ladder and try and move it around the bulkhead, around the stairs and all that jazz, or if I'm just going to put the ladder up in a couple of places, screw a board, and then scoot around, or just scoot up there like I was the other day. Yeah, maybe I'll just do like I was doing yesterday, and who knows. Let's see what happens, but I'm going to get the compressor fired up. I did order belts for mine. I called the local place, Clem's, and they didn't have them in stock. So they said they might not even be able to get them before Christmas, and he actually suggested going to Amazon, which that was nice of him even suggesting that rather than just trying to get the business. So I appreciate the honesty. That's how we used to run our shop. So yeah, so I'm I'm gonna press on, get that fired off, figure out what my plan is, then I'll start off the time lapse and we'll get the back edge of this thing wrapped up. Well, stage one is done. It's all nailed off and I didn't fall off the roof, so that's good. Over here on this corner, I gotta do a little 3/4 inch filler piece in behind the trim up there. So I gotta cut that, nail that in, and then up the peak, I gotta do a little piece on, I think on each end. I know I need it on this end. I cut another one for that end and get those wedged in. And then I have, I think, 2 more fillers I gotta do out front. So this one will be a little boring while I'm setting up, getting those pieces cut, and we'll get those in, then we'll get this stapled back on, and then we call the roofer and tell him we're ready. I think we can do this. Well, with all that, we are, I believe, 100% ready for the roofers. I got all those 3/4 inch filler strips in. I got some 3¼ inch blocking up the top where the new sheathing didn't come to all the way to the peak because we cut it down. You typically cut it down for the ridge vent, so we just set it all there. So I had to put in a piece at the end because you don't want the ridge vent going all the way to the very end. You want, like, I don't know, I put it at 1.5 feet. I don't know, maybe I gotta put more up there. I'll wait till I hear back from my brother. But yeah, I think we're finally ready. So I'm gonna take a minute. I'm gonna get the messages out to let the roofers know that I'm ready whenever they are. I'm gonna reach out to my ex and see if she wants me to come run and pick up Riley now, or tomorrow, the next day, whatever she wants. And then yeah, we'll figure out what the rest of the day is. But this might be it for the end of the video. I do desperately have to go do laundry and all kinds of other stuff. So let's see what happens. But this should be it for today's video. A very boring one, but a finalizing one. So we're finally ready for the roofers. That's huge. And I don't know if they'll be able to get here tomorrow or 3 months from now at this point. So we'll just see what happens. Maybe we'll be surprised, maybe we'll be let down. But either way, we're ready for them. I had to blow them off twice because I wasn't ready for them. So whatever time they have to take, it's okay with me. I'm sorry for delaying them. Anyway, hope you guys had a good day and your week's going well, and we'll get back at it.